All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back for part 2 of the Own Your Core special edition series when it comes to take control science. How's it going, guys?
Going great.
Going great.
Samir, what was that first episode like?
Oh, it was awesome. I just love talking to Ludwig. He's the best. It was just a very good experience.
We're not going to ask Niraj what he thought because we kind of saw that on the whole episode. He got a little emotional. It was very interesting. But we've clearly changed our drinks. What are we drinking now?
Blue Label.
Blue Label.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
That's the good stuff.
Sure is.
So let's get into some nitty gritty. All right. So as a pharmacist,
yes,
how does it feel having your own product?
Feels great. I mean, it just feels natural. I've been a pharmacist for so long, 17 years, man.
Oh my God,
yeah.
17 years.
For the past 10 of them, I've been a pharmacy owner. That's what really allowed me to expand my horizons into like just the world of supplements and natural medications. Over time, after becoming a pharmacy owner, I got really deep into something called drug nutrient depletion, which is very little spoken about, but so important in my opinion. Basically, yeah.
Do you ever talk about drug depletion? What is it?
Drug nutrient
depletion. Why do doctors not tell us about this?
I don't think I've ever heard about it until I met Samir.
Okay, we're gonna dive into that for a second.
Let's go. But
I need to understand one thing. There's people at home that don't understand the difference between what is a supplement, what does OTC mean, what is pharmaceutical grade. What does all that stuff mean? Can you break that down for us? And pretend I'm a fifth grader. Break it down for a fifth grader.
You're talking, the big picture here is what's FDA approved and what's not. So you're talking pharmaceuticals are obviously what we studied in school, right? What we were trained to educate patients on because there's evidence behind those items, FDA approval, indications for those items. When it comes to supplements, those are largely or very not FDA approved. However, now over the last few years, there's studies now. There's science backing some of these things now. However, the bottom line is FDA versus non-FDA approved.
So you're saying the FDA has not approved core control?
That is correct.
So does that mean people can take core control? Doctor, please tell us.
Well, we're not making any claims, right? That's what the FDA is after. Yeah. If you're making claims that this is going to, make you youthful 20 years, then that's a complete lie. And you can't say that according to the FDA.
But I feel like I have a shampoo at home that says this will make me feel younger and get rid of my wrinkles and all that kind of stuff.
You probably do. Think about the FDA. Outside of what's going on in the last year or 2 years, right? And currently, I'll say that there's always a lead time between when something is reported as being mislabeled and when action is actually taken upon that company. So there are tons of companies that mislabel their products, and I'll give an example. So JAMA, have you heard of JAMA? So it's one of the most popular peer-reviewed medical journals. They actually went out there and they checked supplement brands, and they found 40 to 80. I know that's a large range, but this is the range that's reported. 40 to 80% of the supplements they tested a whole bunch that were on the market that are over the counter. Their dosage and what was claimed on the bottle, there was a 20% increase or decrease from the actual dosage. So not only was it mislabeled from a claim standpoint, but there are a vast majority of these products that are not even labeled correctly dosage-wise.
Correct. Yeah.
But guys, how can that even hit the shelves? How is that possible?
Largely unregulated. If there's no regulation, there's no control. You're
saying we can go up to the kitchen, get some powder together, and just like start selling it, and it doesn't matter? There's no one that's going to stop me?
In a nutshell, that's what it seems like, right? Yeah, it's pretty bad.
There's some guardrails there, depending on how you're actually selling the product itself. And, we've learned that through the process of actually marketing the product. But I would say that people always find a way to go through the gaps, right? I mean, that's human nature. I mean, we all have a South Asian background. I don't want to stereotype, but
if I could find a gap in trying to win an argument with my wife, I would take it for
there
sure.
You go.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So I guess help me understand this. Yeah. Obviously, you guys see the dark side of things, right? On the doctor end, on the pharmaceutical end. As an entrepreneur, what was the process like talking to a manufacturer and trying to differentiate yourselves so that you're not in that JAMA report of one of the 40 to 80%? Who was it that called the manufacturer?
That was me. Yeah, that was definitely an interesting experience. However, they were pretty helpful. They made the process easy. I knew what I wanted out of the product. I created a formula. They were the ones who took the next steps to make sure that what I wanted, the milligram weight of all the ingredients put together would fit in the capsule, right? So that's in my opinion, that's a really hard job, and I didn't have to really worry about that. But
wait, so that's interesting. What do you mean by fit in the capsule? Because I understand a capsule is like a finite amount of space,
right?
But you have to tell them exactly what to put in.
I just tell them the ingredient list. They formulate based on their standards, like what and how much to put in the capsule. Yeah.
Okay, and then you ran clinical trials.
Correct. Yeah.
And how does that go?
Clinical trials. We that goes. When you say clinical trials, what was actually run was testing of the product itself, like microbiology testing. Rather.
Okay.
So these weren't tested on actual patients, but basically what was tested was the purity and quality of the product itself. So they're all third-party tested to make sure that they're free of impurities such as like bacteria, heavy metals, things like that.
Whoa, heavy metals could get into supplements?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the big ones? Arsenic, lead that are being tested for.
Have you ever seen any of that in pharmaceutical stuff?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I've heard of some extreme cases like Ayurvedic type of medications that might be on that end of the spectrum, but no, not really.
So there's no way that Take Control Science products would ever end up on this JAMA list.
No, they should not. And I think to go back to your question about clinical trials, I think there's a lot of confusion around clinical trials in that term. I mean, when you're thinking about supplements and clinical trials, rarely are they truly done. I mean, you're taking in a true clinical trial, the grade A will be a randomized control trial where you have one group that's taking the supplement and a second group that's taking a placebo.
Wait a second. You're saying that everyone in a clinical trial doesn't even take the product?
Well, no. In a true randomized control trial.
Okay.
Right? And then you're comparing group A to group B. You're doing statistical analysis, et cetera, figuring out the efficacy of the medication or whatever treatment you're doing. So for most trials, I mean, for most supplements, like Samir's mentioning, I mean, they're just testing for purity. Mm-hmm. When it comes to actually testing it on consumers or consumers using the product, I mean, unless individual ingredients have been tested in the past, rarely will a whole supplement go through a clinical trial because it will take years. So I think we kind of skipped ahead a couple of steps because we went back to the ingredients that we chose, right? Mm-hmm. We chose the ones that are already backed by evidence that have gone through trials like this. Yeah. And then basically formulated one product. So we could skip all those steps and essentially capture all the upside of having evidence-based treatments in one product.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what are your favorite ingredients in the product?
Oh, man. Yeah. Berberine, bergamot, alpha-lipoic acid, magnesium.
Whoa. We got to slow down. What is berberine?
Nature's Ozempic, right, Niraj?
Yeah. So, I mean, it slows gastric emptying. Yeah. And one thing that I like to mention is if you're on TikTok and you look up berberine.
I mean, I'm on TikTok. My wife is on TikTok. I'm addicted.
Yeah. So if you search supplements and berberine, you might see this viral. I mean, it happens to a lot of folks that take a supplement with berberine. If you dose berberine too high, it can cause a blowout. Blowout meaning crazy diarrhea. Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why, those are the types of things we have to take into account when we're making a
how
product.
high? How much berberine do I have to put in Ludwig's coffee?
Over 200 milligrams.
200 milligrams.
Yes.
Okay. How much is in the product?
So 200. So if you go above that,
right,
you're increasing the risk exponentially.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to take into account the dosages, not only the ingredients, but the dosages. And I'll let Samir comment on
Yeah,
it.
we definitely do
also
not want
why-
blowouts. That's bad.
Yeah.
We don't want that. Okay.
Yeah, that's also why there's now a dihydroberberine, if you've heard of that, but it's supposed to be a lot less harmful in the stomach. But anyway, so that was the whole point behind core control, by the product, was to create a synergy of sorts, right? So take a lot of these big name products. There's nothing new about this stuff. We all know about. Everybody knows these products that I listed. Now getting them into one pill, that's in my opinion, that's a game changer. In fact, my career as a pharmacist has been focused on helping patients out with just that. Like pill consolidation, for example. Somebody with the average chronic disease takes like 8 to 10 medications. It's sad, but my job, or what I felt was my job, was to help consolidate some things. Like if I could reduce the patient's pill burden by 1 or 2 pills a day, I feel like I'm making a difference in their life.
So let's go back to that wild term that we didn't even know about till Samir was in our lives. Drug nutrient depletion.
Yeah,
What is
huge.
this?
All right, this is like, I love talking about
this. Is our viral moment. By the way.
But basically, so you take, there's several medications out there for all the conditions, like diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol. What happens is, the doctor prescribes these medications. Patients take them. A lot of times they are quickly off of them. Okay. My job is, what I like to say, that my job is yes, I'm a pharmacist. I want to tell you, patient, how to take your medication, when to take it, what not to take it with, all the above, right? I take it the next step further, and I say, what are the barriers to you being compliant on that medication? What is the reason that you stopped the medication that your doctor wanted you to take?
Because it's annoying.
It's side effects. Largely side effects. There's other reasons, but side effects is what I hone in on. A lot of times those side effects are not just natural because you're taking the drug. It's because of an effect that the drug causes on your body, which is called
like drowsiness, or you get tired from certain drugs, or
nutrient
like
depletion.
You get horny
on
some drugs. But that's a side effect I like, right? We don't want to stop that side effect.
That one you don't need to.
So we don't have this drug deficiency in that department.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So drug nutrient depletion is essentially that. So your body feeling the effects of not the drug doing its job, but of the drug depleting your body of what it needs. That is very little talked about.
Yeah, and I can give some examples. So,
yeah, doctor, I should put you in the hot seat. Why do you not tell your patients about this?
Well, I didn't know the overall broad term. When it comes to common medications, it's something we already talk about, but I just didn't know that there was an umbrella term for it, like a fancy name, essentially, right? So
there's a chance Samir made this up.
Well, maybe.
Is it in the textbooks?
It sounds pretty legit.
It does sound
the way he
legit.
describes it. And so, as an example, pre-diabetes, diabetes, you take metformin. Everyone knows about it, right? Even a longevity drug now out in Silicon Valley, right? Sam Altman apparently has publicly stated he's on it. Yeah.
Wow.
OpenAI.
Yeah, right. There you go. And so
look at that. We're just integrating keywords into the transcript.
Yeah, exactly. And so metformin depletes B12, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
And omeprazole for GERD, for gastric reflux. You see it at Walmart, you see it at Walgreens, you see it at CVS, you can get the generic brand. Oh, I'm having acid reflux. In an inpatient setting in the hospital, we monitor patients like every day. We monitor their electrolytes too. Quite often, we see depletion in magnesium as a result of those medications as well. So those are common ones. But what I like about what Samir is mentioning is it's something we should take into account for every drug, right? I mean, there's every patient is unique. We're thinking of what's the 80-20 of it, right? Like 80% of the patients will experience this. But what about you, right? You might be in the 20, you might be in the 1, and that might have a significant impact on how you feel, right? And I mean, this all comes back to even me as a physician, right? Why do you not see every physician tell you to take a supplement?
Why don't you?
Yeah. Why don't they? So it's because supplements, they're used as, they literally in the term, it supplements micronutrients, right? So let's say everyone's diet's different. You might have a paleo diet, vegetarian, etc. There are still nutrients that are missing from your diet itself. None of us are perfect. We're not eating all the servings of vegetables, fruits, lean meats.
I don't know. Have you seen Samir's photos recently?
Yeah, I mean, he looks ripped.
He's perfect.
Yeah, he looks ripped. I mean, aside from him, and even him, I mean, you're working out like that, you still can have micronutrient depletion just from energy expenditure and exercise, right?
Yeah.
Fancy word for exercise, right? And working out. So the reason why no physician will outright say, take this supplement is it's different for each patient. It comes down to what is your micronutrient deficiency from all the things that are in your lifestyle, from the way you exercise, from how you eat, from what you're drinking, right? All of these things deplete micronutrients. So what's interesting about this is it was very fun to come up with a product with Samir because the product we came up with is more of a balance, right? It's like the S&P 500 for nutrients, right? You're taking the top hitters.
And everyone just hit unsubscribe, change channel.
But it's basically the top hitters as far as evidence-based medicine.
Let's go with pizza toppings instead of S&P 500.
Fine.
Right? It's like the pepperoni, right? Or the mushroom or whatever.
But the reason I said S&P 500 is it rebalances. We'll get more evidence over the next decade. It might change the formula, right, for core control. Right. So we're always packing a punch with evidence-based medicine inside the product. It's the right balance to replete the micronutrient deficiency for, let's say, 90-10 or 95-5, right? And so I'm sure as we grow the product more, we're going to do more individualized, personalized supplementation that's an adjunct to this. But it's interesting how things have evolved over time. So people might say, this guy, he's a physician. I can't believe he's trying to promote a supplement, but it's a supplement I take myself, right? It's not something we're just talking about. We take it ourselves.
Correct.
And that's part of the genesis of the product itself.
You're talking also when it comes to a patient perspective is traditional medicine versus integrative and functional too. There's a divide there that I wish wasn't there, but basically that could answer some of the reason why, supplements are not talked about. Physicians, they're the risk versus benefit analysis experts. That's why I respect physicians so much. But basically they have to follow the evidence, right? I read something in a publication that I just had to mention. So, it's a publication that looks through via a lens of more of a functional medicine approach, but it's stated that 1/3 of the U.S. population over 18 meets the qualifications to be considered pre-diabetic. 1/3 of the United States population over 18 meets the qualification.
Niraj, what's the population?
I'm the 1/3 from this table, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that sucks.
And a majority of those people will go on to become type 2 diabetics. Yeah.
So Core Control became the hero product for this product line. And I can tell that you guys really cared about the ingredients and the choice of putting this out first. Are there going to be more products?
You betcha, yeah. There's going to be a lot. But this is our flagship. I mean, this is like, when you're talking about core, that's where it all begins. That's where it starts. It's focusing on your core, building outwards from there. I learned that in my own self-care journey. So
Yeah. I mean, we're going to let Jason talk about that
Yeah,
self-care
absolutely,
journey
yeah.
because all of us saw the Instagram photos.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think I can talk about it any
No,
further.
you just have to show it on the screen.
Yeah. We'll let Jason deal with that
Yes.
in episode 3. So let's talk about how friends and family, what types of questions have you guys been getting?
Yeah.
Like, are people like,
Yeah.
oh, is this FDA approved? Like, what are people saying?
Well,
to you
one
guys?
thing that's really alarming is when I talk about this product to friends and family, 7, 8 out of 10 people will tell me this one thing. You know what? Your product looks amazing. I have an uncle or an aunt who is pre-diabetic, and I think they'd be perfect for your product. But, you know, I want to get away from that message. You know, I want this to be known that yeah, sure, of course, that's a great candidate, but everyone else is too, because we need to prevent the issues going on right now, right? We need to either not only reverse current conditions, we need to prevent people from getting there in the first place. And that's why focusing on your cores is so important.
And I mean, the same question, I'm getting the same question from my family and friends, but I'd say the most popular question has to be, are you taking it? And I already told both of you. I mean, Samir already knows that I am taking it. Now, what's interesting about it is some folks have asked me, you know, what are the types of things that I can take this, you know, can I take this supplement for, essentially? And,
yes,
you know, I essentially say it's, you know, we all want to age gracefully, and there are micronutrient deficiencies that come up. Like I said, variations in diet, lifestyle, and it's there to supplement that. And part of the great benefit of core control itself is the fact that, and this is me personally, and a few folks that have taken it have told me too, we're all, you know, of one mind for this. In this is the appetite suppression.
Correct.
So you take it before like a large meal, and it really curbs cravings, and it curbs your appetite, or my appetite at least. And so that's really helped me. And I mean, I did blood work before I started the product because I wanted to be kind of like a control of myself. Obviously, it's hard to do a randomized control. Obviously, I know I'm taking the supplement, and these are just my results. But I'm worried because I'm pre-diabetic, and I've tried a gambit of things over years. And all my friends, my family, everyone knows this. Samir knows how much I love to work out.
Absolutely,
and I do so many things to try to bring my hemoglobin A1C, so my diabetes level down. And for years, I have not been able to do it. Over the last 6 months, I've brought it down more than the last 3 years. I've brought it down.
Your A1C specifically.
My A1C. It's come down, 0.3.
That's awesome.
Which is, you know,
that's
from
phenomenal.
6 to 5.7.
That is phenomenal.
And I literally 5 days, I work 5 days a week. And obviously from time to time, I'll have some Blue Label too, right? So it's lifestyle.
No judgment.
No judgment, right? And so, I mean, I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm proud of the product.
Dude,
and I want to see what it's going to be like 6 months from now as I continue to take it.
It's an optimizer. I mean, core control in itself is an optimizer. Like he took it for that reason. The versatility of the product is unmatched. I mean, it you can use it for what I used it for, an optimizer for energy during a caloric deficit. You can use it as you take an anti-inflammatory approach. If you feel like you carry excess water weight, you can take it. You can take it as an energy booster, just in general, just having a daytime, you know, good boost of energy. I love the versatility of the product.
Wait, well, let's talk about this. How do you take core control?
Take 2 pills once a day. Very simple.
Morning, afternoon, with a meal, without a meal, with
really
water.
Matter, but yeah, morning to get you a good feeling of energy. Morning is good. Water, with or without food, no worries. Always good to take it with food, but it does not mean it's necessary.
Doc, do you agree?
Yeah, so that's how I started taking it, and that's how I recommend it. But I also recommend it a second way too, because I've been experimenting on myself a little bit. So the 2, I tend to take a 1 pill like 20 minutes before my largest meals. I do it before my lunch and my dinner, and that's what's curbed my appetite.
Oh wow!
And it's really helped me. And I think that I'm eating less, feeling more full, no cravings in between, and that's significantly made an impact on my hemoglobin A1C.
We're going for all-you-can-eat steak after this.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to take a pill before the all-you-can-eat. I married a vegetarian. It's very important to me that everyone around me is eating as much steak as possible. So dosing is pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward, yeah.
What happens if you take 4 capsules or 6 capsules?
It's gonna probably upset your stomach. There's berberine, like Niraj was mentioning. A little too much of it can kind of make you have stomach cramps.
# blowout. Okay,
Yeah,
heard.
yeah.
Understood.
Now you know what to do with Ludwig.
Yeah,
Just crack open 4
Yes,
but nothing dangerous.
I think he would notice the taste of his coffee change. So dosage instructions are pretty straightforward.
Absolutely.
What about people that are on other supplements or other medication?
Yeah.
How do you recommend that they approach that decision-making process?
So when patients on prescription medications, obviously very important to talk to your doctor. Let's say, you're post-MI, post-heart attack patient on several medications, there is a chance for core control's ingredients to not interact directly, but potentiate some of the effects that the prescription medications can cause. Let's say, for example, you're on a beta blocker to lower blood pressure. Taking core control could lower it to an unsafe level. A little small example, but yes, when it comes to prescription medications, talk to your doctor. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, as an example, we talked about slowing gastric emptying, basically emptying out your stomach slower, right? So you're better absorption. I mean, there's certain conditions some folks have where that's not a good thing. You don't want to slow down something that's already too slow in certain patients. So it's just taking the whole person into account.
So I know sometimes I see customer service reports of different brands that I work with as a marketer. Mm-hmm. Some people are like, if I take this, will I instantly have muscles? Is that a concern? Is that a side effect?
I think it's definitely a concern. Well, it is. I really want to stress the importance that any supplement is just to be a tool in your tool belt, man. Like it's something that helps you along your journey of whatever it could be. But don't ever think of a supplement as like a miracle. Yeah, and core control is absolutely what I consider an optimizer.
Okay.
I mean, if that was true, and both of you know I've taken it for 6 months, and I look.
You got some biceps under that doctor coat, man.
Not peak physical fitness here like Samir. So, I mean, I feel great. My numbers are fantastic, but obviously, to get muscle is a whole different story, right?
Absolutely.
You're following a whole lifestyle here. Yep. Samir knows this best, right?
Yeah.
So what about if you are vegetarian or you're a pescatarian or you're a carnivore? Does that matter?
Not at all. No way. No.
It's okay. So core control is for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yes. Because again, it's for the micronutrient deficiencies. Everyone's different. Lifestyle's different. Diets are different. Mm-hmm. We're trying to find the right balance where we're repleting the nutrients for the vast majority of consumers.
That's awesome, guys. Yeah. So why don't we tell everyone where the name came from?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, this just comes down to, metabolic health. That was in my mind, that was like the number one. Niraj can tell you, I was just so laser focused on that word, that phrase, metabolic health. How your body utilizes your food for energy, and I knew I had to create a name that had that focus, right? So core control just kind of came along after several trial and error with names and stuff, but that stuck to us. We were like, this sounds great, let's go.
The second you said it sounded great.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Well, guys, this has been great. We really got a good understanding of core control, the ingredients, the decisions that you guys took when it came to making this product.
Yeah.
Guys at home, the next episode, we're going to learn more about the lifestyle changes, the direction that these guys are taking the brand, and we're going to find out where the 6-pack came from.
Yeah.
Once and for all, we're going to hear 8-pack.
Correction.
Oh, man. So, guys, when we come back, Jason's going to be taking this home in part 3, and tune in.